on your camera and turn off your microphone, please. Thank you. Sarapan pagi dengan ketan setelah itu. I'm sorry. Ya. Sarapan pagi dengan ketan, setelah itu mencuci kain. Dengan senang hati saya ucapkan selamat datang dan selamat bergabung para hadirin. Excellencies, distinguished guests, participants, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning and peace be upon us, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mark Steven Skilde. I am a student of Magister Management of University of Ibnu Sina, Batam. It is an amazing opportunity to be your Master of Ceremony today. We are delighted to welcome all of the participants to international webinar, Millennial Customer Trends and Business Tactics. For your information, this webinar is organized by Magister Management Program Faculty of Economic and Business of Ibnu Sina University. This is the third international webinar at Ibnu Sina University and will become annual webinar of Magister Management program. This is an extraordinary achievement for the advancement of Ibnu Sina University. Okay, give big applause for Magister Management program of Ibnu Sina University. The Honorable Mrs. Dentist Andi Tendri Umu as Chairman of IAPISTA, the Honorable Asok Professor Dr. Haji Mustaqim Suaib SAMM CTT as Rector of Ibnu Sina University, the Honorable Dr. Sabri SAMM CTT as Dean of Faculty of Economics and Business of Ibnu Sina University. The Honorable Dr. Henry Herman S.A. MSI CTT as Chairman of Magister Management of Economics and Business of Ibnu Sina University. And Excellencies, our keynote speakers, Honorable Speaker from Australia, Mr. Welly Roda, Consultant and Visiting Fellow Business Continuity Management, Human Resources Management, and Strategic Marketing from Australia. And then Honorable Speaker from University Terengganu, Malaysia, Professor Dr. Khatijah Omar, BSc, MSc, PhD. Yeah, she's going to be our teacher for the next semester in Magister Management of University of Ibnu Sina. Then Honorable Speaker from Ibnu Sina University of Indonesia, Dr. Henry Herman S.A. MSI CTT. And additional information that Dr. Henry is the chairman of Magister Management Program and also the chairman of this committee for this international webinar. Let's together keep applause for Dr. Henry Herman S.A. and the Honorable all of the audiences of seminar participants. First of all, let's say thanks to God, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, who has been giving us healthy and mercy, so we can attend and participate in this event without any obstacles. Secondly, may peace be upon our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who has guided us into the right way of life. On this special event, we have several agendas, so allow me to read several sequences of our agenda. First, opening. Second, singing of national anthem from Indonesia, Australia, Malaysia. Then, third, hymn and march of Ibnu Sina. Fourth, reading prayers. Then, opening speech. Next, webinars are hosted by a moderator also, and the last is closing. All blessed audience, the first agenda is opening. Let's start this agenda by reading Basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Furthermore, the national anthems starting from Indonesia Raya and will be continued with the national anthem of Australia, then from Malaysia. The audience is in perfect manner.
So let us rejoice, for we are young and free. We've golden soil and wealth fertile. Our home is God by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing, advance Australia fair. Beneath the radiant Southern Cross, we'll toil with hearts and hands to make this commonwealth of ours renowned above the lands. For those who come across the seas, we've boundless plains to share. With courage, let us all combine to advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
What an amazing national anthem for Australia and also from Malaysia. Next, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to listen together March of Ibnusina.
Ibnusina pendekar kebenaran, tuntun
Well, the next is reading prayers. The prayer who will be delivered by Dr. Andika. Please, Dr. Andika, screen is yours.
Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let us pray for a moment to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Hopefully, all of our prayers will be answered by Allah. Let's pray according to our respective religion and belief, and I will lead the prayer in the Islam way. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asrofil anbiya'i wal mursalin. Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala ali rasulillahi ajma'in. Allahumma inna nas'aluka salamatan fid din wa afiatan fil jasad wa ziyadatan fil ilmi wa barakatan fi rizki wa taubatan qablal maut wa rahmatan indal maut wa maghfiratan ba'dal maut. Allahumma win alaina fi syakaratil maut wa najata minan nar afwa indal hisab. Rabbana la tuzigh qulubana ba'da idh hadaitana wa hab lana min ladunka rahmah innaka antal wahhab. Rabbana hab lana min azwajina wa dzurriyyatina qurrata a'yun walil muttaqina imamah. Allahumma gfirli wali walidayya warhamhuma kama rabbayani shaghira. We pray to you, Allah. Today we are holding an international webinar for postgraduate management and Bachelor of Management at the Faculty of Economic and Business, Ibnu Sina University. May Allah provide convenience and be given useful knowledge to all of us. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Assalamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Mr. Dr. Andika, all blessed participants. We move to the next agenda is greetings. The first speech, let's invite the Dean of the Faculty of Economics and Business of University of Ibnu Sina, Dr. Sabri S.A.M.M. CTT. Time is yours. Silakan Bapak.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yang terhormat Ketua Yayasan Pendidikan Ibnu Sina, Mrs. Andi Tenri Ungu, yang terhormat Rektor Universitas Ibnu Sina, Asok Profesor Dr. Haji Mustaqim Suaib, SEMM CTT, yang terhormat Dr. Hendrik Herman, SEMSI, CTT, Keynote Speak from Ibnu Sina, Indonesia, yang terhormat Profesor Dr. Hadijah Umar, BSc, MSc, PhD, Keynote Speak from University Terengganu, Malaysia, yang terhormat Mr. Willy Raudah, Keynote Speak from Consultant and Fitting Business Continuity Management, Human Resource Management and Strategy Marketing Australia. Para peserta dan panitia penyelenggara yang berbahagia. Pertama-tama, marilah kita panjatkan puji syukur kehadirat Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, Tuhan Maha Esa. Berkat rahmat dan inayahnya juga hingga kita dapat berkumpul bersama-sama di acara webinar internasional dengan topik Millennial Customer Trend and Business Tactics yang diselenggarakan oleh Magister Manajemen Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis Universitas Ibnu Sina. Tidak lupa selawat serta salam tetap kita curah limpahkan kepada junjungan Nabi besar Muhammad SAW yang telah membawa kita keluar dari zaman kegelapan menuju zaman yang terang benderang saat ini. Semoga kita semua mendapatkan syafaatnya pada yaumil kiamah kelak. Amin. Kedua, saya ingin mengucapkan terima kasih kepada MC yang telah memberi saya kehormatan besar untuk menyampaikan pidato. Selamat datang di kesempatan yang baik ini. Sebelum kita mulai seminar ini, saya ingin mengucapkan terima kasih yang sebesar-besarnya kepada Anda semua yang telah berkomitmen dengan tulus untuk mensukseskan acara ini. Acara ini tidak akan mungkin terlaksana tanpa dukungan dari setiap orang yang hadir di sini. Kami menyambut semua peserta seminar yang hadir di sini. Seminar hari ini mengambil topik tentang tren pelanggan milenial dan taktik bisnis, dan seminar ini diperuntukkan bagi mahasiswa pasca sarjana manajemen yang memang menjadi salah satu syarat ujian tesis nantinya. Dalam seminar ini kita akan membahas seberapa besar dampak tren pelanggan milenial dan taktik bisnis terhadap mahasiswa, tidak hanya dari dalam negeri, tetapi juga dari beberapa negara lain seperti Malaysia dan Australia. Saat ini kita juga akan belajar dari negara-negara tersebut bagaimana mengatasi tantangan tren pelanggan milenial dan taktik bisnis di masa mendatang. Untuk lebih jelasnya nanti kita akan menyimak materi dari keynote speak yang luar biasa. Dengan menghadiri pertemuan semacam ini, saya yakin Anda akan mendapatkan banyak keuntungan. Anda akan meningkatkan bahasa Inggris dan memperluas persahabatan Anda. Silakan berpartisipasi dalam kesempatan emas ini dan saya berharap partisipasi Anda akan membawa beberapa manfaat. Mungkin hanya itu yang bisa saya sampaikan hari ini. Mohon maaf jika masih banyak kekurangan dalam penyelenggaraan acara ini. Semoga webinar internasional ini dapat membawa banyak manfaat bagi kita semua. Sekali lagi selamat mengikuti seminar ini untuk semua peserta. Billahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Oke, thank you, Bapak Dr. Sabri. Terima kasih atas pidatonya. Oke, for the next remarks from our rector of Nusina University and also officially opening this international webinar. Let's invite Bapak Asok Profesor Dr. Haji Mustaqim Suaib, SEMM CTT. Time is yours. Makasih Bapak, silahkan Pak.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillah wa syukurillah wa haula wa la quwwata illa billah. Peserta webinar, para keynote speaker yang berbahagia, baik dari Indonesia, Mr. Dr. Hendrik, dari Malaysia, Profesor Dr. Khatijah, dan dari Australia, Mr. Willy Roda, para hadirin, panitia yang sudah bersusah payah melaksanakan kegiatan ini dengan baik. Semoga nanti ke depannya berjalan lancar dengan baik. Alhamdulillah wa syukurillah, saya sangat bersyukur sekali dengan dilaksanakan webinar ini, bahwa Universitas Ibnu Sina setiap semester mengadakan webinar internasional. Karena memang sudah sebuah kewajiban setiap kampus untuk melaksanakan webinar internasional, khususnya pada tataran pasca sarjana atau magister. Nah, ini adalah bentuk daripada kepedulian kita terhadap keadaan yang ada, yang sesuai dengan tema yang diangkat oleh kawan-kawan tentang tren pemanfaatan digital dalam mengangkat atau meningkatkan customer, khususnya bisnis di dunia maya. Saya ingin menyampaikan satu hal, bahwa negara Indonesia saat ini sudah mengeluarkan kebijakan melalui Direktorat Pendidikan Tinggi bahwa ada satu program studi yang berhubungan dengan digital business. Jadi Direktorat Pendidikan Tinggi mengeluarkan peraturan, menerbitkan atau perguruan tinggi boleh mengajukan program studi yang namanya digital business. Nah, program studi ini memang baru sekali karena mengingat keadaan saat ini dibutuhkan oleh masyarakat yang ada. Tren-tren saat ini sangat membutuhkan ilmu-ilmu tentang digital business tersebut. Makanya pemerintah pusat menerbitkan atau mengeluarkan kebijakan boleh perguruan tinggi, semua perguruan tinggi yang ada di Indonesia mengajukan program studi yang namanya bisnis digital atau digital business. Nah, hal ini juga menjadikan Universitas Indonesia menyambut baik sehingga webinar kali ini mengangkat tema hal demikian yang berhubungan dengan bisnis digital. Terima kasih atas kehadiran para keynote speaker, atas support dan dukungannya. Mudah-mudahan semua ini kita selalu dalam keadaan sehat walafiat dan selalu dilindungi oleh Allah Subhanahu wa taala. Demikian, terima kasih dengan mengucapkan Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, webinar internasional yang ditaja oleh program studi Magister Manajemen Universitas Indonesia saya nyatakan dibuka secara umum. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you to Mr. Bapak Dr. Sabri. Terima kasih banyak Pak sudah membuka acara ini. Next, ladies and gentlemen, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. Now we come to our main program today is about webinar session, who will be led by our moderator. Okay, please welcome Miss Aurora Ustiramala. Time is yours. Hi, Miss Rora. How are you today?
Oh, okay.
You look very great today. I heard that our friends are very enthusiastic about this webinar international, right?
Yeah, of course, because this topic for the international webinar is very interesting and also the millennial trend right now.
I do think so. Okay, go on, Miss Rora, to turn the time.
Okay.
Tim.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Well, for the all audience, right now we can start the webinar, international webinar with topic is millennial customer trend and business. Mr. Wali Roda, I will be introduce yourself first. That Wali Roda is an Australian consultant advising fellow business continuity management, Human Resources Management and Strategic Marketing Australia. An Australian will offer 30 years of experience with global MNC in the industry, banking and finance services, insurance, hotel and retail, oil, gas and chemical, logistics and shipping, government sector, and manufacturing. Welcome to Mr. Please applause before starting this webinar.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Madam Moderator. Will I be able to share my screen now?
Yes, of course, you can start right now.
Okay, if you can allow me to share my screen, please.
Apa?
Sharing screen, Mas.
Share screen. Apa?
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you and very good morning to everyone. Thank you for having me here today. It's a pleasure and an honor to be a speaker. My name is Wally Rowder. I'm an Australian. I have been an academic and a fellow visiting universities internationally for some 25 years. My background covers strategic marketing, business continuity management, and human resources, as our distinguished moderator has just explained. What I intend to do today, because of the delayed start, is to basically focus on some important statistical and background information about millennial customer trends and business, rather than going into more educational theory or disciplines that I wanted to share. So let's make a start, and I'd be happy to take some questions when I've finished. So let's start by looking at the slide that I have here. Just give me a moment, would you? Currently, right now in the world, we've just gone through COVID-19, as you all know. And what that has done, it has left us with a very different breakup of the world and the way the world operates, especially with millennials in mind. 77% of companies today say that their purpose is part of the reason they choose to work there. So what we mean by that, 77% of millennials say that the company they choose to work for is because of the way they look after millennials, or the way they give millennials the opportunity to operate the way millennials think. 47% say the purpose of business is to improve society and protect environment. On the other side, we look at it, 83% of businesses have a positive impact through millennials. 54% are optimistic about economic conditions, irrespective of whether millennials are involved or not. 38% of businesses around the world are having positive impact on society and environmental issues. Let's look at how millennials play a role in business and what they do to society today. Millennial customer trends in business today need to focus on people and purpose, not just products and profit. We live in the 21st century, ladies and gentlemen, and according to millennial surveys, they suggest that business, particularly in developed markets, will need to make significant changes to ensure business continuity, attract and retain a future workforce. I believe all of you here have done your Masters or Magisters in business and economics. So going into the world and going out to the world to find a job, you're going to face a totally different economy that you would have faced prior to COVID-19 or when you had finished your bachelor's degree. Millennials want to work for organizations with purpose, and most millennials today are very much more focused on the company they work for and the type of job they get. Today, 6 in 10 millennials have a sense of purpose, which is part of the reason they choose to work for their current employer or the employer they go to after they graduate. Millennials who are relatively high users of social networking tools, we call them the super connected millennials, appear to have even greater focus on business purpose. A majority of this group report their company's purpose was part of the reason they chose to work for their company, compared to the minority being those who least connected. Now, I assume all of you here today are very much super connected. You all use the wide web. You all surf the internet on a daily basis. And I guess the World Wide Web has become your second home. I guess you used it when you did your research. You used it throughout your school days. And millennials more than ever now are very much social network orientated. They're very much focused, whether at work, whether they make economic or financial decisions, or whether it's the way they run business. It's very much focused around social networking and very much super connected. Technology, media, and telecommunications plays a major role for millennials today, or we call them the Y Gen. Technology, media, and telecommunications is a sector that is very, very popular with today's millennials. It is becoming one of the most desirable sectors in the world and the one to provide the most valuable skills, according to surveys done on millennials in the last 12 months. Among broader sectors, leadership is perceived to be strongest, as I said, in technology, media, and telecommunications, and they represent about 33% of being popular with millennials. The percentage was 3 times higher than the second ranked, which is the food and beverage industry, and 4 times higher than the third ranked, which is the banking and financial services industry. Now, if we look at these industries prior to COVID-19, you would have found that technology, media, and telecommunications would have been second to the finance and banking industry or banking services industry. But after COVID-19 struck the world changed the way we live. The world no longer operates the way we did. If we look at the way people lived through COVID-19 and lockdowns, especially millennials changed the way of life. They went from becoming brick and mortar consumers, where they went to shops every day, to becoming very much e-commerce consumers. Everything they did, working from home, working online, became very much e-commerce driven. And that sort of played some sort of influx on the way millennials choose the industry they want to work in today. If we look at millennials and we look at some of the statistics about millennials, among millennials, women outpace men in college completion. If we look at figures for millennials, and this is a percentage of 25 to 37-year-olds who have completed at least a bachelor's degree today, millennials, 43% are women, 36% are men in 2018. All right, so if we go past 2018, since COVID-19 struck in early 2019, that number of millennial women has increased to roughly 56.5% today, and the balance would become men, or are men in actual fact. And if you compare that to all the others, even the late boomers in 1989, you see the percentages are fairly low. So you can see how millennials, even during their college years, they basically lead society, not only from the perspective that women outspace men. And what I mean by outspace is they outdo men. More women are studying than men. Let me go on. Okay, millennial men are more likely to pursue leadership, and that's common, no matter whether it's Indonesian men, American men, British men, or Australian men. Millennial men are somewhat more likely to say they would like to secure the top job within their organization than women, 59% versus 47% of women. And I want to give you all the motivation, especially young ladies here today, that maybe it's time you focused on a leadership role. Women previously were also less likely to rank their leadership skills at graduation as strong as 27% of men versus 21% of women. When asked what they would emphasize as leaders, women were more likely to say employee growth and development, 34% compared to 30%, an era that many millennials felt was lacking with their current organizations. And women today are getting stronger. But millennial men still seem to have an advantage when it comes to leadership roles. Let's look at Gen Y. Millennials today as they are also known as Gen Y. And Gen Y is the most connected and most educated generation in global history, let alone today's global economy. Let's look at some millennial facts. Millennials are one of the largest generations in history, and they're hitting their prime spending years today. Millennials, if you look at dollar spent per capita, spend more money than their rivals in society, whether it's the baby boom or whether it's the X-gen. Millennials spend more money per capita. Popular media coverage of millennials often fixates on the industries this generation is allegedly killing and their supposed physical irresponsibility. And that is a fact, because millennials have killed several industries. In the last 2 or 3 years during COVID-19, millennials brought part of the consumer goods industry to a complete halt. That industry had to transform and reshape itself in order to survive and retain the millennial generation. And I'll talk about that shortly. Generation Y is entering its prime spending years, and it's set to receive 30 trillion in wealth from baby boomers and X-gen. That's how much Generation Y is estimated to generate moving forward between 2023 and 2024, early 2025, simply because of the way Generation Y does business, the way Generation Y is focused on business. They are estimated to be entering their prime spending years. And by doing that, the way they run business, they're estimated to generate a revenue of about 30 trillion in wealth. Let's talk about millennial fact. Millennial facts are that these industries that stand to benefit the most from millennials: the activities and hobbies industry, which covers camping, fitness, and travel. And these are industry you might be focusing on if you're looking for a job. Let's go on. The second industry are the consumer goods industry. That covers fast casual dining industry, the coffee industry, the frozen foods industry, the seltzer industry, the houseplant industry, the skincare industry. Transportation is at the bottom of the list, automotive industry and micromobility industry. And at the very bottom, sadly, personal finance industry. So let's talk about that and let's put it into context. And let's look first at the Y-gen, the millennials. Let's look at them between 1980 and 1994. They were very much focused in their behavior on being globalist. They were known to ask questions and they were oriented towards self-success. That behavior has grown stronger post-COVID-19. In context, millennials are very much focused on globalization. They're very much focused on economic stability and emergence of technology and the internet world or cyberspace. As far as consumption is concerned, millennials are very much people who buy based on experience and based on their own research rather than what people promote. They're very much into festivals and travel, and they're very much flagship orientated. They have a tendency to focus on brands compared to baby boomers and Generation Y. Now, if you look at it, we said that millennials will take a large proportion, trillions of dollars in wealth from the Generation Z and baby boomers, and they will take some of it most likely from Gen X. All right, the majority of it will come from Gen X and Gen Z. And if you're looking at what they are, baby boomers were born between 1940 and 1959, where millennials were born between 1980 and 1994. Gen Z was born between 1995 and 2010. So the trillions of dollars that Gen Y will collect in wealth will basically come from Gen X and Gen Z. How do we compare Gen Y millennials to consumers? Before I do that, let me talk about some facts. In the camping industry alone, total wholesale camping equipment sales rose $3 billion in 2020, up from less than $2 billion in 2013. Also in 2020, nearly 94.5 million American households went camping. And strangely enough, we were in the midst of COVID-19, yet Americans went camping. If we look at the fitness industry, Generation Y is already more motivated to stay in shape than previous generations. Over 3/4 of the millennials, 76% of millennials around the world, exercise at least once a week, compared to 70% of Gen X and 64% of the baby boomers around the world. Let me tell you, I try to exercise, but unfortunately, I don't get the time of it. And when I look at my colleagues who are more millennials, they truly represent the large number who are focused on exercise, even if it means leaving the office, going to the gym in the same office and coming back to work and working until midnight. Let's look at the travel industry. The travel industry in the last 2 or 3 years post-COVID-19 has triggered a reorganization of priorities for the industry that has long focused primarily on appealing to baby boomers, a retired and relatively deep-pocketed demographic with plenty of free time. Rather now, the travel industry is more focused on serving the needs of millennials, because millennials have a bigger appetite for travel, they have a bigger appetite for adventure, and they're prepared to spend more money on travel. And that goes to say, that's a fact. If you look at the jump in the number of people traveling post-COVID-19, let's look at consumer goods. Millennials, as a habit, are very much a very workaholic generation. They're very much focused on work. And thanks to millennials basically playing a large majority of the workforce in some industries, problems in the casual dining industry came to head in late 2018, early 2019, as popular chains around the world like TGI Fridays, Applebee's, were forced to shutter dozens of their locations around the world, slumping sales and unable to meet with the reduced customer traffic. The primary culprit, according to analysts, for causing this slump was millennials, a generation that allegedly no longer goes out to eat, preferring to cook at home or use Grab or order in, and that's a fact. Millennials are very much price sensitive, but they're eager for healthy and fresh food. Their options, they crave choice in their restaurant experiences. Almost 40% of millennials today eat meals on the go, compared to 26% of Gen X and 19% of the baby boom population around the world, according to a Technocomic research study. And more than 50% want a good deal for their money. So if you say that millennials enjoy food, yes, they enjoy food, but they work very long hours and they also want to become rich. They are very focused on economic wealth. And that means they are also very much price sensitive when it comes to buying consumer goods, including food, surprisingly. Let's talk about the old ways of selling and marketing, which don't work on millennials. Okay, Gen Y millennials are often interchangeable identifiers for people born between 1981 and 1996. As I just said, millennials 80 to 94. As COVID-19 has passed, the years are now going on, so it's moved towards 1981 and 1996. Millennials are very skeptical of advertising in general and often dislike traditional outbound marketing strategies like telesales. Instead, they prefer to research and discover products and services and brands themselves, as I just explained when we looked at the table. The battle to win Gen Y millennials customers starts online. If a company gets its online marketing right, it can grow and scale fast because of the reach of the internet. Let's go towards and look at companies like Amazon. Jeff Bezos developed Amazon to become one of the world's leading e-commerce platforms. That was his intention when he created Amazon. Prior to COVID-19, Jeff Bezos never imagined the growth that Amazon would experience due to COVID-19. The number of people that shopped online and the hundreds of thousands of transactions and boxes that were shipped was as a result of Gen Y and millennials' spending power, even during COVID-19. You can say that Gen X and baby boomers already also contributed because they also needed to get food and supplies, but the majority of the money came from Gen Y millennials. And Jeff Bezos, no matter when he speaks or where he speaks, will always tell you that COVID-19 brought success to Amazon. Amazon never contemplated being what it is today and having churned the revenue it churned thanks to COVID-19. Sorry, just bear with me for a moment. Okay, so let's go on. Millennials are often criticized for their obsession with technology and general egocentricity. You all know what egocentricity are. We're all egocentric. We all want to grow. We are all eccentric, especially you as people with Magister degrees. You are focused on coming up with new ideas and bringing new disciplines and new business trends and patterns, new business formulas that your predecessors never thought of. But like it or not, this is up and coming generation, and it's going to shape the workplace tomorrow. So the millennials of today will definitely transform business as it moves forward. And the egocentricity, that millennials have embraced in their psychological mindset will make sure that any business that they partake in, or any business that they work in, or any business that they lead will be successful. And it's not because the business is good, it's because of the people who drive it have the right obsession of egocentricity and being eccentric. What do I mean by eccentric? Academically, eccentricity is going beyond the norm, using formula, using strategy beyond the norm. Now, most economists or your professors of economics will tell you that economics is a science. Economics have principles, and some economists or some economic discipline people or economics graduates will say to you that things can only be done this way or that way. But unfortunately, regardless what they say or regardless how they say it, moving forward, egocentricity, eccentricity, and the creativity in how we manage the economy will play a major force. And I guess the rules of economics may be rewritten with the coming and upcoming Y-Gen. By late 2023, at least half of the world's working population will be composed of millennials, and individuals within this generation will be starting and managing their own companies more frequently. And we're already seeing a transformation in the way world economies operate. We are already seeing a change in the way people run businesses, thank you to the egocentricity and eccentricity that the Y generation is bringing to business today. Let's talk about the customer trends and business thanks to the millennial customer. Business cultures and values that appease millennial demands are needed if business don't want to be out-competed. Let me tell you, a brick and mortar business has its days numbered. The number of people that go to a supermarket to pick up groceries are dropping daily. The majority, 60% of consumers around the world now opt to have their groceries delivered to their front door rather than going to a supermarket and having to pay for a plastic bag, as is the case in most economies. In Australia, in Britain, in Singapore, in Hong Kong, in Japan, in Korea, and some department stores in Indonesia, when you buy something, they charge you for the plastic bag. But if I order through e-commerce, I don't get charged for that plastic bag. And that's one of the basic psychological drives why millennials focus on being rich. And that could be seen as one of the reasons why they choose e-commerce. And that's why they're taking away the success of brick and mortar businesses. It is predicted by many academics that in the next 5 to 7 years, the number of brick and mortar retail businesses will be reduced by at least 7 to 15% per annum. And we're seeing that currently around the world, where brick and mortar businesses are closing and becoming simply online businesses. The need to become familiar with them and adopt to the new cultures and adopt to the millennial customer trends can actually be the only way a business can save itself. Let's ask ourselves, what is the lifespan of a company? An average company usually has a lifespan of somewhere up to 20 to 25 years without having to rebrand itself or restructure itself. But today, in today's millennial society, that is no longer the case. Companies that survive more than 15, 20 years have all gone through a major transformation, and they've adopted practices. They've adopted business continuity practices that cater to millennials and millennial customer trends today. The biggest hurdle for businesses all over the world are very simple, and I want you to write this formula down. One is their failure to understand what millennials want or where millennials are going. They fail to understand why. Most companies don't have the desire to change because they've decided that they know better than the egocentric millennials or the eccentric millennials. Knowledge is something they lack. For many companies, ability is all something they lack. They don't have the ability to actually transform because they're not prepared to accept the egocentricity and eccentricity brought forward by millennials. And the other thing that plays a major role in the hurdle today is reinforcement. Unfortunately, for some businesses, by the time they bring in millennials, or by the time they open their mindset to the millennial way of thinking, or the millennial sense of egocentricity or eccentricity, as I call it, being eccentric, they no longer have the financial capacity or the financial backing to continue. They have already drained their financial power, financial spending power. They have probably lost the majority of their customer base. They have a zero customer base, and most of them end up going into liquidation before they actually learn to overcome that hurdle. What I'd like to do now is take any questions. I am sorry we've had to cut the presentation short today because of the late start, but I'd like to take any questions and welcome questions. Go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you for your presentation, Mr. Willy Roda. Now for the audience on this section, I open 2 questions only.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, 2 questions only. Please raise hand.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay.
Actually, I can take 3 or 4 questions. There's no problem. Please go ahead. Okay, first question, go ahead.
Could you open?
Okay, can I start?
Unmute first?
Sorry.
Can
Yes,
unmute first?
Go ahead, introduce yourself and ask the question, please.
Sorry.
Okay. Mr. Cahyo?
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
I can. Go ahead, sir.
Oh,
Okay, could you speak louder?
Okay, my name is Cahyo. I'm a student in the Ibn Sina University. When we see your explanation just now, we can conclude that on the millennial trend is actually most of them use technology and to build a business and create a lot of business. What I want to ask right now is when we are going to start a business, which business we should be follow? Are we need to create our own brand, or we should follow the so-called brand from other person, or we just join their brand that already in the market? And what is the weakness if we select one of them? I think that's my question. I need your suggestion for it.
Absolutely. Thank you. That was a great question. Thank you so much. Let me ask you, what sort of business are you thinking of? Can you give me an idea? Is there any particular business you have in mind, sir?
Actually, we are want to starting some small business like a coffee shop or like frozen food. This is what we try to create it.
Okay. Well, let me start by giving you the optimistic side of the world for you as a millennial. And you have a very special advantage graduating as a millennial today in 2023, because you will enter the world as what I call a very much egocentric and eccentric person. And you demonstrate that purely by your willingness to go into business, knowing the world economy the way it is today. For that, I congratulate you, and I congratulate your fellow students. That's the way. It gives me motivation as an academic to see people do that. Where is the world going today from business mindset? Today, if you want to go into business, you need to forget about the way your mother and father think. You need to forget the way your grandfather, uncle, and great-grandfather did business. In actual fact, you need to forget the way that you learnt in books and textbooks during your bachelor's degree. You need to take that as advice, but you certainly don't want to follow it to the letter, because the demands of the business world today have basically evolved. If you practice business or set up a business based on what you learned in academia back 3 years ago or back 5 years ago, you will probably fail, because those mindsets or those business principles were not very much focused on millennial eccentricity. They were more focused on traditional business ethics. And it was a very clear cut way of doing business. You buy a product, you put a margin, you sell it. Service was not an issue. People bought it because they wanted the goods. They bought it because of the price. They went to a department store, they found it, they bought it. Unfortunately, those business principles have changed. How have they changed? With millennials and the millennial generation, ecocentricity has become very much a major factor. Ego is a big factor. So let me talk about ego. Today's millennial customer or consumer is much more educated. So where they go to buy coffee, when they buy coffee, and which coffee they buy is a totally different market. They will no longer go to the small coffee shop and buy coffee. That is no longer trendy for a millennial to go to your unknown coffee shop and buy coffee. All right, so let's put that on the page. Millennials today want to go to somewhere where they're going to meet other millennials and exchange ideas when they buy coffee. They want value for their money. It's not just about buying coffee anymore. They're very much egocentric. All right, so if you're talking about consumer goods, food and beverage, it is not an industry I suggest you go into. If you do want to go into that industry, you have to be focused on competing with the likes of Starbucks, Coffee Bean, and all the American coffee chains. Because whether you like it or not, right now, Starbucks in Indonesia, I think, captures something like 29.5% of the millennial coffee market, all right? And the rest of the coffee market is shared amongst all the small players, all right? So 29.5% plays about the largest pie in coffee in Indonesia, all right? If we talk about frozen ice blended drinks, I think based on my last look at the figures, Starbucks represents about 40%. Coffee Bean holds about 60% of that market. If we go to fast food, let's talk about fast food. The traditional food that you buy in Indonesia, nasi padang, which I love, or the traditional food that I used to buy in Indonesia when I traveled there every month for 3 years, it's no longer the food of millennials. It's what we call mother home cooking. So I might go out and eat nasi padang once a week. But if you want a millennial to go in his office jacket and eat nasi padang using his hands and then go back to the office, today more than ever, that's likely to happen, unfortunately. And it's sad because I love the food. But if I go out with my business encounters and boardroom members in Jakarta and I say, let's go for nasi padang, I get this great big hand up. No. Let's go to a nice Japanese restaurant, have some quick sushi, a glass of wine, and go back to work. All right. That's the trend. So what I'm saying is today's millennial generation, the type of food they eat is not what we ate many years ago. Do you understand what that means? From a consumerism point of view, the best advice I could give you is you need to put yourself in other millennial shoes. You need to ask them, what do you enjoy eating for lunch? And that is how businesses evolve. If you look at all the millennial businesses that have come up in the last 2 years, and you've seen them in Indonesia, you've got Krispy Kreme, the donut place, you've got Dunkin' Donut, the donut place, you've got many fast food brands in Indonesia that have popped up. There's a place that sells fried rice and specializes in fried rice where they cook your fried rice in under a minute. All right, all of these things have been successful, not because they are following the old business trends. It's because they're focusing on an element of egocentricity. Millennials want it fast, they want it cheap, they want it tasty, they want it healthy, they want value for money, all right? Many of these new brands advertise proudly, no MSG, all right? No MSG, they make it big signs. I mean, I was in Jakarta a few weeks ago. There's big signs on restaurants, no MSG. I went to a restaurant in downtown Jakarta near the home of Allianz, the German insurance company. It's a Japanese restaurant that I used to go to 10 years ago, but it's changed hands. And I walked in and the lady said to me, we have an executive lunch, but you can only occupy the seat for 30 minutes, sir. I looked at her and said, what do you mean 30 minutes? I want to drink sake. She said, that's okay, but you only have 30 minutes because we have a high table turnover. And believe me, at the first I was shocked. But when I saw the culture of young millennials in Indonesia who came in for lunch, they all ate, they all drank and left within 30 minutes, all right? So if you're going to start a business, especially in consumer goods, in food or in beverage, my advice to you is this. Experiment. Try to find a type of food or beverage that no one else has come up with. It may be a traditional Indonesian food, nasi padang, but the way you package it, the way you serve it may be different. It may be like a modern fast food nasi padang where they come in, they help themselves, they pay a fixed price, they help themselves to soft drink, they eat, they leave, all right? But the old-fashioned nasi padang where they put the plates on the table, you pay for what you eat, that is no longer part of the millennial egocentricity because these people want healthy food, they want fresh food, they want to see it come out of the wok. You understand where I'm coming from? It's a different mindset. So you said to me, do I copy a brand that already exists? Your biggest mistake would be to copy a brand. That would be the biggest thing you do. You are a fresh graduate. I want you to listen to me. You have been instilled with new ideas from your professors. The people that have lectured you and took you through university have instilled ideas and mindsets and disciplines in you. What you need to go out is spend 2 to 3 months developing a business strategy based on using academic research, SWOT, and all the other elements. Travel the country, go and look for something that is going to bring value long-term. Because remember, your long-term customer now are millennials. Do you understand where I'm coming from? And if you would like some advice, If you would like someone to give you some help on your business strategy or business plan, you're welcome to touch base with me. I'd be happy to give you some advice from a millennial perspective, seeing that's where my focus is for the last 2 years. But I urge you, do not go out there with the traditional education mindset, academic mindset that you learned in textbooks, that you A plus B equals C, D equals B minus C. Forget that. The XYZ formula doesn't work. The only thing that's going to be successful for you if you bring in eccentricity. Do you understand what I mean by eccentricity? It means that you try to rewrite the norm. Do you understand what I mean by the norm?
Yeah.
Yes or no? Let me give you a quick example of the norm. Are you married? Are you married?
Yes, I have
All
married.
right. So can I ask you hypothetically, everybody's here, we're not going to be naughty. How many girlfriends did you have before you got married? 1, 2, or 3?
I just wanna.
Okay, all right. Well, let me give you an example. Let me tell you about myself. That might be a safer proposition. Before I got married in Australia, when I did my university studies, I was a guy with long curly blonde hair, sorry, and blue eyes. I used to wear Versace $2,000 jeans, $900 shirts, and I used to wear my grandfather's $60,000 Rolex watch. All right, I don't wear it anymore because it's sitting in the bank safe because my daughter says that when she grows up, she's going to give it to her son. So that's okay. I've only got one daughter. Now, when I graduated, my aim in life was to go out with as many girls as possible, break every rule in the book that my father said you should settle down and get married and have kids. Okay. I got married very late. I was like 34 when I got married. If my father had it his way, I would have married at 17, right? Okay. So that, or 18, sorry, not 17. All right. So when I got married, the perception towards getting married back then was not marry because you want to marry. It was marry because your parents want you to marry, or because that was the mindset. Graduate, get married, pay your mortgage, buy a house. I broke that. I broke that trend. I broke it completely. Let me be honest. I had 9 girlfriends at one point. I had 9 different mobile phones with 9 different mobile numbers. I had girlfriends ranging from the Philippines, Indonesia, Batam, 2 from Batam, one from Italy, and 2 from France. Now, hold on. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. Okay. Now, listen carefully. Fortunate for me, 2 of my Indonesian girlfriends got married before I chose to get married. And I am very good friends and I visit them. All right. So that's okay. Now, as for me, my destiny didn't take me to marry any of my girlfriends. I ended up going to a meeting in Singapore one day, 32 years ago. I came to a business meeting in Singapore and I met this girl sitting across a boardroom table. All right. She looked totally different to all the other girls in the room. She had blonde streaks in her hair. She was wearing a Versace jacket like no other girl in the room. She was the assistant vice president to marketing at a 5-star hotel company. Her boss was wearing a traditional old dress, which didn't catch my eyes at all. But this young girl sitting there caught my eye within 3 minutes. And let me tell you, after that meeting, I walked out with my head down, too shy to ask her for a date, because I thought I would lose the business, the contract I was after. I came back for the second meeting 3 days later, and I said to her, by the way, could I buy you and your boss lunch? She looked at me and said, I don't think it's the right time to have lunch because that could have influence on our business. I'm sorry, I can't go to lunch. I was very distraught. All right. The third time I came back, we signed the contract. I said, can I buy you dinner? She said, yes. All right. 11 months later, I married her. 11 months later. Not 12 months, not 2 years, 11 months. So let me explain where I'm coming from. What drove me towards that is I became egocentric. I became eccentric because if I followed the norm, okay, I would have gone back to Australia for my 12,000 Australian dollars a month job as an academic. All right. And I would have gone back and let my father buy me a 5-bedroom, 2-story house with a car. And I would have had servants and maids like they had at home. I broke that. I rang my father from Singapore on my 11th visit. I said, Dad, I'm not coming back. I'm getting married. I'm staying in Singapore. I rang my boss. I rang the dean and said, sir, I'm not coming back. I'm resigning my tenure. He said, you're an appointed academic. You have to resign. You need to give me 60 days notice. I said, forget it. I don't want my money. I'm going. I'm in love. All right. So I gave up everything to move to Singapore. I adopted a new culture, a new way of life. But the way I used to work in Australia and the Australian business mentality is very much different in Singapore, in Asia. All right. I've run companies in Indonesia, Jakarta. I've been a consultant to government and to some very big organizations in Indonesia and the world. All right. And the way they do business when I came in had to go from traditional business to very much an eccentric form of business. And I'll give you one example. I came into Indonesia and serviced Allianz Indonesia. At that point, Allianz Indonesia were having trouble selling corporate health insurance and financial services. They were selling it the old traditional way. So they'd go to a customer and they'd try to recommend them to buy a product, but they weren't trying to find out what the customer's problems were, what the repercussions were, what the anxieties were. There was no psychological analysis in the way they sold. So within my first 2 years, I came up with this eccentric formula, which I call consultative selling, which is world famous now. And it talks about the psychology in selling. So if you use this formula, we say, why sell when people buy? That took Allianz to selling probably $30 million worth of product in the 12 months that I looked after them, all right? But the reason I did that was not because I followed textbook sales. If I followed textbook sales, I would never have been a consultant with Allianz, because Allianz was a German company operating in Indonesia. They had to make money. Germany was watching them. They were losing money and they needed transformation. I had to go in there and come up with a new way to sell. It was the first time that Indonesian insurance agents invited their clients to lunch. It was the first time that my insurance consultants invited their clients, come and join me, let you buy you lunch. It was the first time they sold a $50,000 policy over lunch, because they were going from traditional mindset, okay, to an eccentric way of doing business. Do you understand where I'm coming from? And it's all about you changing the norm. So you have to forget what your parents did, forget what your professors told you is the norm, take that as advice, but you need to become eccentric. And what I mean by eccentric is think out of the box, okay? If something is normal, cross it off. If something is normal, say no. When you come up with a list of things which are not normal, which have never been done before, okay, you are on the right business strategy. Can I ask you one more question? Just a quick one with all the ladies here. When the ladies go to a hairdressing salon traditionally, they go to the same hairdressing salon their mother, sister, their aunties and uncles went to, right? That was the X generation. But it's not the Y generation today, let me tell you. Most of the girls in Indonesia look at the salon. They look at how many good-looking guys are in there. Are any of the hairstylists Korean? Are they wearing black leather pants and a tight t-shirt? Is the salon got the latest furniture in it? Is it hip? Do they offer me a cup of coffee? Does it look very fancy? That's where I go, right? But the reason those salons have become successful is not because they're just salons. It's because the girl can go in there, she can take a picture of herself on a computer. The computer will show her what she's going to look like with different hairstyles and different color. And then she can actually choose the stylist. I want that good looking Korean guy. All right. And then she looks at all his work. Right. So the next time when she finishes and she goes home and all her friends say to her, wow, you look good. What does she say? She doesn't say, I'm going to XYZ salon in Jalan Sudirman in Jakarta. She says, I'm going to see Jack, my Korean stylist. You understand the difference? All right. But when your mother or sister went to a salon, they don't say, I went to see Jack. They say, I went to Jalan Sudirman, the cheap place on the corner that only cost me 50 rupiah. All right. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Does that answer your question? Have I answered your question?
Yeah, of course. Thank you for your suggestion.
If you need to make contact with me, just let me know. Let Dr. Henry know, and he will put you in touch with me. I'd be happy to help you. All right, it would be my absolute pleasure. I get my motivation out of seeing young graduates become successful. All right. Thank you so much for asking the question. Can I
Okay,
take another
thank you.
couple of questions? I can do 2 or 3 more questions. Go ahead. Who's next?
Okay,
Go ahead.
Hello.
thank you.
Yes, go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Can you introduce your name, please?
Yeah. My name is Muhammad Doris.
Yes, go ahead, Muhammad.
Yeah, you can call me Doris also.
Yes. Go ahead. What's your question, sir?
Yeah. My question is, what is the strategy to create the success business in millennial trends, sir?
What is the strategy?
To create the success business.
Well, I think I've just answered that, sir. The strategy to becoming successful in today's millennial age is being egocentric or eccentric. It's no longer the academic disciplines you learn in textbooks. If you want to do something, you have to do it in a different way. If it's already been done before, leave it alone. All right? You have to leave it alone. And everything you do has to involve technology. No business today can meet the millennial customer market or the millennial demand or the millennial mindset unless it has technology in it. Whether it's a restaurant, it has to be on the web. It has to have delivery. If it's a service, it must be some way e-commerce. Whatever you do, you must go outside the box, Muhammad. If you're not egocentric, if you're not eccentric, you will fail, and that's a fact. And Muhammad, again, my offer to you is open. If you would like me to have a chat with you one-to-one for 15 or 20 minutes, please make contact with me through Dr. Henry. I would love to give you my time. It would be my absolute pleasure. All right?
All right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I can take one more question. One more question, guys. Anyone else?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, go ahead. Could you introduce yourself by name, please?
Okay, morning, Mr. Weli Rauda. My name is Revi Jelita.
Yeah.
In Indonesia, Jelita is beautiful.
Well, let me tell you, you're a beautiful young woman, and whichever company you go to, you're going to add value just because of your enthusiasm. And you're one of the female X-Gen, Y-Gen, you're a millennial, you're not X-Gen, all right? So what my advice to you is, young lady, is this. Take the disciplines you've learned. Take the textbooks discipline you've learned, all right? But do not use those as the ground for you to set up business or to find an employer. Look for an employer or try to form a business which takes you out of your comfort zone, all right? Go outside your comfort zone. Focus on something that's never been done before. You have any question? By the way, I'm talking, but you haven't asked me anything.
I'm not yet to say my question. You was tell us too much to me, so I forget. I want to say what. Like that.
Hey, listen. It's been my offer to you, Revi Jelita, is the same to any of you. My name is Wali Rauda. You can contact me through Dr. Henry. Anybody who's attended today's session, I would love to hear from you. If the moderator's okay, I'm happy to share my WhatsApp number, but I need the moderator's permission. Ma'am, would you give me permission to do that? Or I think they should contact Dr. Henry first, right? Yeah, I think so. All right, so you need to contact Dr. Henry, and he would be happy to put you in touch with me. All right?
Okay.
Thank you very much, everybody.
I want to say something.
Yes, go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Okay, Mr. Wali, I'm very interested when you say the millennial business is social networking, super connected. That's happened today. That's very happened today. I am and we I am teachers. I'm a teacher. Much of we on this Zoom is employee. We have a word. We have a good word. So I want to ask you, in this country, in Indonesia, we have like I think a quotes. The buyer is king. Like
Yes,
that. The
that's
buyer
right.
is king. Like
Yes,
that.
that's right.
But I think now it can happen. It's different. Now,
I totally
buyer,
agree with you. I totally agree with you.
buyer can choose when I want to buy something, where I want to buy,
Yeah.
and I can complain if I'm rejected with the service, but the business is, I think, is out of the box. If we see the viral cover in Indonesia is Karen's cover in America. Karen's cover, they sell bad service. That's not good service in restaurant. Is with a good apa sih pelayanan sih Pak. Jadi so I think
Service.
out of the box, yeah,
Okay.
services.
All right.
Not good services they sell, but the bad services. So out of the box innovation involving the technology is the answer of if we want to make sure in this business. I
Absolutely.
think like
I listen. I totally agree with you, Revi. I totally agree with you. What you're saying is correct, and I think what you're on the right mindset. But you have a question on this? Do you want to ask me anything on
yes,
it?
I want to ask. As I am a teacher, I'm a headmaster of the junior high school in Batam.
Yes.
How I can to prepare atau make my student ready for this business.
Okay,
Like
well,
that.
that's a very simple question. That's a very simple question. I think what you need to do is probably get hold of some of my PowerPoint, and you need to focus on 3 words, all right? 3 words. 1 is egocentric. Number 2 is eccentric, okay? And number 3 is tech-centric, all right? Let me go back. Egocentric, eccentric, and technocentric, okay? So they have to be egocentric and want success, hungry for success. 2, they have to learn to think out of the box and not just agree with everything you say. They need to question what you teach them and try to give you ideas on how they can make it better or use it in real life. And they need to be very much technocentric. Everything they do should involve technology. If you can build those basic foundations in them, okay, they will graduate as millennials. They will take forward the world as millennials. But without those 3 elements, they have very little chance of success. Millennials today focus on 3 E's: egocentric, eccentric, and technocentric. If you focus on those 3 elements, you will succeed. They will succeed. And what I'd like to do, Revi, I'm going to go outside my capacity. If you can contact me, I can share some PowerPoint with you that you can use on students. You just have to let me know what age the students are. I would be happy to give you some PowerPoint to use. All right? It's my pleasure. Okay? Thank you, ma'am. Madam Moderator, I thank you so much for having me here today. It's been my absolute pleasure, ma'am, to being allowed to speak under your moderation. I look forward to become a speaker again in the near future. Thank you to the university and thank you to Dr. Henry for having me. Thank you, everybody. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Goodbye. You're welcome. Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Mau nanya Kak ke bagian.
Ini udah bahasa Indonesia kan, nggak bahasa Inggris lagi.
Mr. Willy Roda is very exciting, same as us. So now we to the next speaker. The next speaker is Miss Khatijah. Hello, Miss Khatijah. Are you here?
Yeah, hello everybody. Yes, I'm here already.
Hello.
Hello, yes, Madam Moderator.
Yeah. Okay, how are you today?
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah. Malaysia is hard raining now.
The weather is, yeah, a bit cloudy today.
Oh, same as Batam, Indonesia. Okay, before you present, let me introduce your profile. The Professor Dr. Khatijah Umar, BSc, MSc, PhD, is come from the Malaysia. She is associate professor at Faculty of Business, Economy and Social Development, University Malaysia Terengganu, or we call UMT. Besides that, the qualification is the professional certification, Human Resources Management at Malaysian Institute of Human Resources Management, Doctor of Philosophy, Human Resources Management at University Utara, Malaysia, Master, Business Administration at Mara Technology University, Malaysia, and the N is Bachelor Business Administration, University of North Texas, USA. She has academic leadership, national and international, teaching and supervising, research and innovation. During her career, she has achievement and many awards taken. Really many, I think around 28 pages, the profile. So I'm so sorry, I cannot detail one by one to explain. Okay, for the all audience, we will open the question. I think 2 or 3 questions like before. So please keep attention for all the presentation. Okay, Ms. Khadijah, time is yours. Please start.
Okay, thank you very much, Miss Moderator. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning, especially to Associate Professor Dr. Mustaqim, Rector of UIS, and then Dr. Sabri, Dean of Faculty of Economic and Business, Dr. Henry, Head of Master of MBA program, other dosen-dosen as well as MBA students. So apa kabar semuanya? Moga sehat-sehat semuanya ya.
Alhamdulillah, sehat Prof.
Alright. And actually I'm very happy. Okay, and it is an honor to be with you all this morning. And I'm very, very sorry if what I'm going to share with you in a little while is more or less we say that quite similar in terms of points with Mr. Welly, because to be honest with you, I'm not in the background of entrepreneurship or whatsoever, so I did the searching through internet and try to assimilate all the information and try to come up with the PowerPoint to share with you. But it's okay, right? Kata orang, lagi kerap kita mendengar sesuatu, lagi paham kok gitu. Yeah. Okay, let me share with you my PowerPoint. Okay. Right. Okay, can you see my PowerPoint here?
Yes.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. Okay, all right. Again, I want to thank Dr. Henry, so to invite me for this webinar. Okay, actually, with Dr. Henry, we have so many collaborative programs before. Okay. All right. To begin with, okay, for the title given to me is Millennials, Customer Trends and Business Tactic. Okay. So let me start with you. Just sharing some information, even though you have listened to this for several times, maybe, okay, but bear with me, okay, to just revisit, okay, what are the millennials and who are the millennials, okay. So as you can see in the slide now, okay, who are the millennials? Okay, millennials who are born in 1980s, okay, until 1996, okay, and they are called also digital generations. Okay, so basically their age now is around maybe 25 to 40s, 40 something, or maybe 42, 43 years old, and meaning most of them have already had a career and are active product and service consumers, I guess. And they are also the largest group in population, as mentioned by Mr. Valley in his presentation. And in most part of the world, they are the majority of the population in their countries. The same goes to Malaysia. In our country, Malaysia, okay, millennials are the largest group of citizens, and they are actually the target group of most of the business in Malaysia, whether international business, local business, or global business. And they are also the highest internet users. Okay, they are really engaged with technology, because most of them got Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok's account, to name a few. I guess most of you here also have Instagram, right? TikTok, yeah? Are you all with me? Okay, it's okay. Even though I'm doing the presentation, but we can just have the two ways communication. I would prefer that way, actually.
Okay, Prof.
All right. Okay, and moving on to another point. Actually, okay, they are the unique group. Okay, their choice of products. Okay, the service that can influence, and their choice of product and service. Actually, they also can influence their family and their friends, okay, through their sharing, because actually millennials generation, they like to share. Not to say that they like to show off, but they like to share. Okay, and also they have high spending power as a group, since they are the largest market segment. Okay, and they are also for me, they are also the ones who can be called powerful trendsetter. Okay, they are the ones who make trends easily switch to another, and this can be influenced by many things. For example, at one time, if I can remember that one, selfie is the trend, right? Selfie is the trend. Wherever you go, whatever you do, you selfie, selfie, selfie. Business take advantage of this. Even for some of the competition that business conduct, they must be with selfie. And then after a few years after that, in Malaysia, I'm talking about Malaysia because I don't know that much about Indonesia. The trend in Malaysia, okay, at one time, tudung sao, the shawl, the shawl, okay, was tudung sao. Sorry, tudung sao is very famous at one time, and with mawar as very famous model. But then shawl come into become trendy, and even our celebrities venture into business selling shawls. Okay, and recently in Malaysia, youth or millennials are crazy for coffee. So many coffee stalls and restaurants selling coffees emerge. And millennials, also like I mentioned before, they have high spending power as a group. Beside being the largest group, they are also a group that think of career first. They think of career first. Having family is later. Okay, they are the one who or whatever it is. Okay, before we have our family, career is number one. So having no family commitment but good career, they spend more of their discretionary income on themselves for self-satisfaction, right? I think most of you are like that. Okay, sorry if I'm wrong, because I'm just assume like that, because millennials in Malaysia, yes, most of them are like that. Okay, so because they have high spending power, they are the largest group, so business try to target this group. Okay, more products are to serve this group actually rather than other groups. However, starting I think 2021 onwards, we experience economic instability and inflation due to COVID-19, and millennials also affected. Okay, so they have a bit Yes, and most of them also have experienced economic instability, but it's okay. Okay, business also find ways to cater this kind of problems too. Okay, so now let's go to more info about our sharing today. Okay, so what are some common traits of a millennial? Okay, we have to know the common traits of millennials too, whether we are entrepreneurs or whether we are customers. We have to know, okay, what are some of the common traits of millennials? Because as millennials, if we know some of our traits, okay, who are you? Not Mila, I'm X generations already. You are the millennials, okay? If you know who you are, you will know also what kind of tactics that business are using to attack you or to target you. And as the business people, they have to know, okay, they want to know who are these millennials, okay? What they like, what they don't like, who are they? Okay, why? Because they can create or they can offer the product or service that can suit what the millennials wants, desire or need. Okay, so we go to the first one. Okay, so okay, as shown in this slide, millennials are technological savvy. They are civic oriented. They are very conscious in terms of environment, social, okay, and also ethics. They are global citizens. They are not. If you are Indonesian, you are not just Indonesians now. Okay, millennials, they are global citizens. They are entrepreneurial and they are flexible. These are some of the common traits that I will touch today. Okay, but actually there are more than that. Okay, there are several other common traits of millennials that we as the consumers need to also know, and of course those business people, they also need to know what kind of millennials, what kind of traits that millennials have, so that they can easily produce the products that desired, wanted, and needed by the millennials. Okay, all right, so let's go one by one to the traits of millennials. Okay, the first one, technological savvy. Okay, so millennials, actually there are 24 hours, 7 days a week, with telephone, with smartphone. Okay, I'm saying this because looking at my sons and daughters, yes, they are like that. Okay, wake up from sleep, the first thing to see is the telephone. Is that right? Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so they are with internet, or they are internet dependent or data dependent. If no internet, no data, they will feel so bad, so worried. Okay, and they also feel good. They also feel good when most of the things are automated and done by machines. And as we know that millennials using technology differently. Yes, they are not just using the telephone to just call their friends, but they use technology, their smartphone, their laptop, their gadget, not just for communication, but for socialization, for entertainment, learning, shopping. So that's why many business offer online business for their product and service, because they know that millennials are very attached to their smartphone and gadgets. And business, knowing that, business promote the products and service online with sometimes too good to be true. As the customers, we have to be alert of that. Sometimes business overclaim their products, but who cares? For them, who cares? As long as they can attract the customers. And we know that more and more promotions using advanced apps, and gradually this has replaced traditional buying behavior. More online shopping platforms emerge like Lazada, Shopee, Amazon, Alibaba, just to name a few. But actually, we have more than that. We have more than that. And ladies and gentlemen, okay, dear students, okay, online business has made easier entry for more business to be in the market. So many business will come in. Okay, so with this many more business online, these online shopping platform have given more choices to customers to choose products and service. So millennials as the customers have to really make good decision, okay, of what they really want to buy, because sometimes all the advertisement make us buy more than what we need, more than what we want, and more than what we desire, and more dangerously, more than what we can afford to buy. But it's okay, we have credit card, so pay credit online, right? Okay, and next, online shopping has also made shopping process become easier, for millennial customers. Not just the online shopping platform of a product or service online, but the payment also made online, together with the free delivery sometimes. But even the online payment, we as the customers, you are the millennials, you have to be more careful, because lately we have we have heard about more and more scammers. They are very intelligent. They are very intelligent, so they scam us. Okay, when we want to buy, sometimes we are not buying the products or service, but then our money gone. Okay, and still talking about the technology. In some restaurants, service become faster. Okay, when customer order via machine, okay, not going to the counter directly now, but we go to apps, machine, or maybe when we order via apps, the pickup, and we pick up at the counter, especially when we shop at the food restaurants like McD, McDonald's, okay, KFC, okay, and many more. So technology actually makes many things fast and easy, and this is what the millennials learned. Fast, easy. Okay, and again, we are still in technology savvy. Okay, technology is also excellent communication among the millennials. Okay, not just a voice call, but they also exchange, okay, a photo, voice notes, video, and etc. This is good. This is good actually, since even though they are attached to their gadget, but still they strengthen the family relationship and friendship. And for business, this also the business also take advantage of that, because in most of the advertisements, they will show this kind of bonding in their advertisements or in their shop layout. And business also offers various kind of entertainment. So I think with you all, the millennials, games, Netflix, movies online, live show is not strange for you. So with these various games, millennials tend to overspend sometimes, just overspend times and money. And with various entertainment that sometimes without filters, all kinds of entertainment can be accessed, and that sometimes can give also negative impact to family life. So yes, millennials, we are fond of entertainment, okay, but sometimes please be careful too. Okay, there are also something that need to be filtered so that we take the good and leave out the bad ones. And this one, as a lecturer, okay, as a lecturer like me, like Dr. Henry, Dr. Sabri, okay, learning, technology and learning sometimes can be attractive for teachers and lecturers. Okay, why? Because now we can find more apps. okay, to share knowledge. So teachers and lecturers, maybe no need for them to exist anymore, maybe. And but this app, sometimes not just to share the knowledge, sometimes business also offers service that can make students or workers life more easier. Yeah, but they learn very little. Okay, why I say that? Yeah, because for example, there is an app, and I used to come across that app. Okay, that we can ask that artificial intelligence to do our assignment. This one is very dangerous for me. Yeah? And they can ask that artificial intelligence to translate assignment for them and to find answer to their assignment. And this led our student to depend that much on the artificial intelligence or the apps, but not to what they have learned and what their brain can supply them. And this is very, I think, dangerous for teachers and lecturers, because this is a new threat, yeah, for us as lecturers. Okay, we go to the next threat. Okay, among the millennials. Okay, the next threat is conscious. Okay, as I mentioned before, millennials are said to be conscious with environment, politics, and ethical issues. Yeah, they are about they very care about what is genuine and authentic. Okay, and majority of them search for honesty and truth. This is what is good about the millennials. Okay, and I believe majority of you here are millennials. And for environment, for example, millennials are found to be active in activities like replanting, beach cleaning, campaign to save the earth, to save the planet. I say this because okay, my students, yes, they are 33 and above, and I have also master and PhD students. When we talk about activities, go green activities, they are the one who volunteers first. So actually, so business also take advantage of this trend. So more and more business now in their promotion also go green, save the planet, helping the poor. Okay, offer charity. So in response to this too, okay, for example, some of the companies like Coca-Cola, Nestle, try to match with these millennials. Okay, if you can, if you notice, okay, there are some also restaurants who serve drinks without straw. Okay, or they come with straw from paper. Okay, no more plastic. Yeah, and they also come with okay, if let's say we buy many things, we have to come with our own plastic bags or our own bags. And for other business like Philips company also come with products that are more environmentally friendly. Okay, they have energy savings product like refrigerator, okay, air conditioner, vacuum. And responding to this also, more shops practice paperless, whereby customers must bring their own, as I mentioned before, their own baskets or plastic bags. If they want the plastic bag, they have to pay, right? So this also actually to respond to the traits of the millennials, which is conscious. And in fact, our mineral water now are packed in bottles that can be recycled, reused, and to reduce the waste. And some companies also offer some smart products. Maybe what I mean by smart products is maybe one product but can serve for few functions, or maybe one product that have lifespan longer. Okay, so that is also the innovation that respond to the trait which is environmental conscious by the millennials. And even some of the businesses also, they promote circular economy, okay, to promote environmental sustainability. Okay, and in Malaysia recently, to share with you, okay, in Malaysia recently, there are more calls. There are more calls from millennials for users to also concern with their clinical waste. Okay, clinical waste. So in response to this, okay, so our pharmacies, for example, promote clinical waste management. Okay, they advise their customers to send back their medicines, the medicine that they did not use, or their clinical tools, okay, to the pharmacies to manage them in a proper way. Okay, in terms of politics, okay, we're done with environment. So in terms of politics, okay, millennials go not for the parties. Okay, I can sense in in Malaysia, but I hope it's true too in Indonesia. Millennials now, they don't really go for the parties. They go for the realistic ideas and principles. Okay, so meaning that here, individuals, okay, politicians or individuals with what principles, that one they will choose first, not they are no longer loyal to the party. Yeah? And in terms of ethical issues, we go to ethical issues then. Okay, ethical issues are also the concern, yeah, for this millennial. Okay, for example, they are concerned on how companies deal with business. Okay, companies that maybe contribute to pollutions, or some bad business ethics, okay, will be banned or boycott. Yeah? Citizens, especially millennials, okay, will viral. Okay, the power of viral today. Yeah. Millennials usually like to viral, okay, restaurants that charge too high, restaurants that ignore cleanliness, okay, in serving the food, okay, and share their stories. They share their stories with others. If the business sell products that are not good or go against the business ethics, okay. Sorry. So all these two, yeah, educate both customers and business to be more ethical in the business dealing. Yeah, and all these also give impact to the business too, because the business then try to relate themselves to also care about the environment, okay, care about the good politics, and also care about the business ethic, and they be more open and rational. Okay, we go to the third one. Okay, I think I need only about 15 more minutes, because I have only about 11 slides, or 10 slides. But the first and the last one is just a thank you slide. All right. So the next one is millennials. They are civic oriented. Okay. Why I say they are civic oriented? Okay, this is because, okay, millennials, okay. Okay, just to share with you, the Millennial Civic Health Index found that not only does this generation vote in large number, but they volunteering and community service rate are much higher too. So they are the biggest group who are volunteer, who care about charity, yeah? Who yes, they are high with civic mind. Yeah? Millennials too are found to lead the country in the civic use of social media. They use social media to share something that can benefit the communities and societies, and giving back to whatever that can giving back to community. They viral good and bad examples. Okay, why they viral good and bad example? Just to benefit, to be benefited by the community as well as the society as a whole. Okay, and more business in their advertisements also will include the elements of family bonding, safe planets, go green, or whatsoever into their advertisements, or in their products also and service that they offer. Right? Okay, next is global citizens. Okay. Okay, millennials are also global citizens. Being global citizens, actually, millennials have their own ideas and express them. Yeah, they express their idea and not just keep quiet, keep silent, and keep the ideas for themselves. But they are open. They are open to change their ideas if they are proven wrong. So this is good about the millennials. Okay, and global citizens too. Are curious and want to learn more about the world. They want to try more, maybe international or global foods, global fashion, global games, okay, that come from other countries. So being global citizens, millennials tend to try various kind of foods, fashion, and maybe games. And in Malaysia, okay, let me share with you also the trend of millennials in Malaysia too nowadays. Recently, our youth, in terms of enjoying food and beverage, they almost go overseas every week, goes abroad every week. Okay, they go to Thailand, Japan, Korea, Jordan, US. Why I say that? Because business has brought products and service to the customers so that they no need to go to Thailand, Japan, Korea. Because why? In our mall themselves, okay, we have Thai restaurant, we have Sushi King, we have kimchi shop, we have Mandi rice shop. So all that are in our Malaysian mall. So that's why I say that our millennials will go overseas to enjoy food and fashion every week or maybe every day. But actually, I'm just joking. They can try those food, those fashions in Malaysia, because all those kind of foods, fashion, games are brought to Malaysia by the business. So business will try to globalize their product either by franchising mode, or they also try to integrate local product with the product from their countries. So we can say that okay, many business now try to localize their product and service. They have international food or fashion, but then they make them, they modify maybe a little bit to suit the taste and preferences of the locals. But sometimes 100%, following the taste and fashion of the from the host countries. Okay, internet also bring everything into fingertips of the millennials. Okay, about any information about other countries. That we share other countries' culture and lifestyle. That's why, okay, even though you live in Indonesia, I live in Malaysia, but okay, we also experience or share some of the lifestyle of maybe from US, from UK, from Japan, from Korea, and so on. Okay, next we go to the next trait of millennials. Okay, millennials are flexible. Okay, they are not workaholic like their mother or their grandmother, their father or their grandfathers. Okay, the baby boomers or maybe X generation. Okay, so I'm X generation already. You are the millennials, X and Z generation. While the generation before them are used to having structured and flexible schedule for their 9 to 5 working hours and strict dress code. Our mom and dad and my mom and dad used to when they want to go to their office and they used to wear baju kurung. So that is our national address. But the millennial is different, okay? And millennials are focused on the end result by having flexible work schedule and not so formal in their dress code, as I mentioned. So millennials and Z's generations are looking for place where they can be themselves. Okay, they are generally more confident when they are wearing clothing style that properly represents who they are as a person. Okay, and millennials understand that not all work has to be done seated at a desk. Okay, so thus, okay, having this flexibility, okay, business come with simple fashions and simple lifestyle to offer to the millennial customers. Okay, more business focus on lifestyle. Example, how to make your room more beautiful, how to style your outfit, how to enjoy your simple meal. Okay, so business take advantage of this. Yeah. And the last one, okay, these are okay, I would share with you. Okay, so to show how flexible, okay, the millennials nowadays. Okay, so as mentioned by Mr. Welly just now, so female millennial, they are more trendy as compared to the male millennials. So the same goes to Malaysia. Okay, millennials nowadays, less and less millennials wear baju kurung, our national costume, but they wear casual. Okay, what is free for them to work in the office. Okay, maybe the last one, or okay, the last three maybe is the entrepreneurial. Okay, in the entrepreneurial trade. Okay, so millennials always see advertisements made on social, okay, on social media. Okay, we say that millennials are more adventurous with their greater desire for products and service as compared to their predecessor. Okay, most millennials, because they grew up when at the time where technology was widespread, so here they have a number of them actually took computer class also at the early age, and this exposure actually has made them adapt to changing trends in entrepreneurial practices easily. Okay, and millennials actually they search for product or service online, okay, rather than in traditional ways. And actually, millennials, they have good knowledge concerning marketing and business. So even though they are as mentioned before, they have high purchasing power, but business have to be careful too. Okay, because millennial actually they are also brilliant or clever customers. They will search for the information for the products and service, and they also try to go to the review to see the feedback from the customers, so that they can ensure themselves buying only the good products and good services. Okay, okay, so I come to my conclusion already. Okay, so as we know that millennials not only make up a sizable portion of the population, but they hit certain milestone in life. Yeah. And since they are the largest market potential, business have lots of opportunity actually, to appeal to their needs as well as their wants. Okay, when we say that they are the business, business have lots of opportunities, meaning that there are opportunities for the business out there to attract this group of customers. But the millennial customers also must be concerned with some of the business tactics, so that they can buy just products which are good and service that can we say benefit themselves. And and for the largest group customers, especially tech-savvy millennials, okay, who see thousands of ads every day, yes, to attract this market segment, business have got to be creative, yeah, to make use of both offline and online, yeah, but especially now increasingly, increasingly giving attention to online business. Okay, so I think I'm done with the presentation. But sorry, I think you also listen to the same, maybe a majority of the points are similar to what you have listened before during the first presentation. Okay, so I give back I give back the button to the to Madam Moderator.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Khatijah. It's very interesting, your presentation. Really, right now it's many social media also make us more interest and creative also. Also that you mentioned also have the credit. Okay. Also the payment. They also make the payment term also, Ms. Khatijah, right now. Many COD, then payment term for the 30 days, payment term, also have the 60 days, also have the payment letter, pay letter. Also right now it's booming also. So, okay, let me open the two questions. Okay.
Moderator,
Yeah.
may I take the turn?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Hello, Prof. Khatijah. How do you do? Nice to meet you here.
Yes, yes.
My name is Raja Amra. I'm a politician and health worker.
Okay. Hi, Amra. What do we call
hello,
you?
Prof.
Raja Amra. Raja Amra or Raja Amra?
Raja Amra.
Raja Amra. Okay.
Yeah, just like Raja Emma.
Oh, Raja Emma. Yes. In Malaysia, we have Raja Emma.
Malay.
Okay.
Yes, I am a Malay. I have a question, Prof. As you said, and Mr. Wali said, that e-commerce and promotion using advanced application is the best way to get this Y generation, just like online shipping platform and others. But we are a health worker. I'm a pharmacist and we sell drug.
Okay.
As you know that the regulation of drug sales is very strict supervision by the government. It cannot be as free as we like. So which is the best way or the other way? If we want to spend our business, our health business to this generation. Thank you, Prof. That's
Okay,
my
thank you,
question.
Raja Amra. Okay, yes, okay, of course. Business today have to make use of the online business. But majority of the products, yes, they use the online business. But yes, when we talk about medicine, sometimes when we talk about, yes, that one is why we have to think about the safety, the safety of the product.
Right.
Because sometimes I think the best way we can still use a platform, online platform, but with some rules and regulation, I think. So, but of course, I myself, to be honest with you, I myself, when I want to buy drugs and some other medicine, I won't go for online. Because yes, I don't want to jeopardize my health. Yes, so maybe yes, but so maybe when talking about health sector, it's quite different. Okay, but other sector, yes, business online can take advantage of this platform. But talking about the health products, okay, yes, even though we still can see some of the products they advertise their products online, but there are some regulation that obliged to them, right? Okay, after
Yes.
they have been screened of some of the criteria that must conform with what the kalau di Malaysia Kementerian Kesihatan ya, if di Indonesia I'm not really, but I think the same, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so actually, yes, of course. To answer your question, yes.
Health department.
Yeah, it is a big challenge for the health industry. Yeah, but it's okay. Yeah, because health is a major concern for all walks of life citizens. Okay, so whether it is online or offline, people will still go for that, right? But there are also some of the products that can also be advertised online. Yeah, Raja Ima.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry,
Prof.
Raja Ama.
Raja Amra.
Okay.
Raja Amra, sorry.
Romi moderator.
Ampun.
Prof.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Raja Amra. Yeah.
Prof.
Okay, thank you, moderator.
Moderator kayaknya saya yang pertama raise hand deh tadi. Disalip deh. Masa disalip lagi?
Okay, for the next question,
Romi.
from Pak Indar.
Okay, thank you, Prof. I want question, and this is the
Indah.
yes. With the same business commodities, how is the best preparation to overcome bankrupt business? How to overcome to bankrupt business? This is the preparation strategies lah
How to overcome bankrupt business?
Yes.
Oh, is that the question?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, I think. Okay, thank you very much, Indra. Indra or Indar?
Hindarin, yes.
Indar. Okay, Indar. Okay, I think you are management
Yes.
mahasiswa, right?
Yes, studied.
Okay, and I think you have also come across some of the topics in management or marketing or whatsoever. Okay, there
Yes.
are also strategies, right? To overcome the bankrupt business. Okay, we call that ada apa itu saya lupa the strategies. Okay, divestiture. Okay, you have come across divestiture strategy, selling part of the asset that you can come up with a new business.
Yes.
Okay, because you already almost be declared as bankrupt, right? So the best way is to sell off all the asset of your existing business so that you can come up with a new business. That is the best way. Or just maybe you can also, if you have many kinds of products that you offer, maybe you can cut some of the product lines to some of the products that in demand by your customers. Okay. And I forgot there are also some one more strategies. Oh, sorry, I did teach that marketing strategy last 2 semesters, but I forgot already. Okay, really sorry about that, Indar. I can get back to you. If later on I recall that kind of strategy, Indar.
Okay, sure.
You also involved in business, Indar?
No, I am employee in the manufacturer. Employees.
Okay.
No.
Oh, you are not self-employed, or you are not the entrepreneurs.
No, not entrepreneur.
But going to.
Yes, going to
Alhamdulillah.
business.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, best of luck to you, Indar.
Okay, thank you. Siap.
Okay, Ms. Khatijah still have time, so I can still open the question for you.
Prof,
maybe one more question, right? Because we are restricted to only 2 questions, right?
Oh yes, correct, because of the time limit. For Ms. Refi, you can keep your question and we can meet with Ms. Khatijah. Ms. Khatijah?
Yeah.
Maybe on the 14th February, Ms. Khatijah coming down and meet us. So
betul.
keep your question.
Yes.
We can discuss more.
Yes, yes. I myself
Okay.
and my group, my team, okay, we'll go to UIS style, Galileo, and one more, Univa. Of course, on the 14th, we will meet again. No worry. Okay, you can ask me
Okay.
more questions.
Okay, Prof.
Okay, okay.
All
Thank
right,
you
all
very
right.
much. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you
So
very
nice meeting you
much.
all. Okay,
Yeah.
bye-bye. Okay.
Thank you, Prof.
See
Thank
you
you, Prof.
next
Yeah.
month. Okay. For the all audience, right now we have the third speaker. He is Mr. Henry.
Okay.
Welcome, Mr. Henry. Okay, I'm fine.
So I think you are very happy now.
Oh, of course.
Why?
Because I have the challenge into the moderator here.
Okay. Okay, because this I choose you. I choose the moderator and see from your student because you know why. So this is challenge for you.
Correct, correct.
Okay.
This is challenge for us.
Yes, correct. So this is time early morning. Batam is running until now, you know.
Correct, correct, correct.
Yeah.
Then many
Okay.
kids also have the fruit there.
Yes. Yeah.
So everybody must be very careful also.
Yes. Wait a minute.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. Hi, Prof. Khatijah. How are you?
Miss Khadijah.
Alhamdulillah, Dr. Henry, I'm fine.
This is first time I meet you again for these years, you know. So also you like the beauty, you know.
For this year only, for the first time this year.
Yes.
So many times before.
Yes, maybe that like I think before you as a professor and now you become the professor. That's why you're very happy, you know. Sure.
No, I'm always happy.
Okay, just for the information. So for next for this semester, so you also the teach in our class. This all of the people you student for management strategy.
Hi, my dear students.
Yes, that's why I invite you to make the how to our student to like the know the knowledge from overseas. You also the professor. I think it's better for them, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So you also want to come to here. So on the February and the middle, right?
Yes, 13 until 16 will be in Batam.
Yeah, and 13 and 15 until in Batam. So I prepare for you. So the 14, so 14 evening, you should be teach in this class. So because you should be teach maybe for around 2.5 hours. That's enough for you. Yeah.
Okay.
So for the second one, you just for the online from Malay. So no worries, you can discuss with our student when you want to teach. Under is discuss.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Prof. Khatijah. Bye bye.
Most welcome.
Okay. So what about the Mr. Wali? So I think is also his very business. You know, I think also he's very busy. Maybe he's already agenda for the others. Maybe not in here again. Okay. Right. The theme, why I choose the theme, millennial trend and business tactic, because you know, I know you all of student is very young. You have the handphone, you also have the WhatsApp, you have the blogging, you have website. Nah, so this is very important for you. How to make easy business. You just sit in the house, you just sleep in the room, and also you working, so you can get a money. That's why this is I'm choose for the subject for the young people. What is that? 10 suitable business. 10 suitable business for the by millennial. I think you are also the millennial, you know, because you also the moderator, you
Correct.
keep the WhatsApp, you keep the handphone, you keep the blogging, you also don't get a friend. So I think you can use the moment forget the money. This is very important. Okay. Nowadays, millennials have many opportunity to earn incoming by running a business. That's why the millennial generation is always filled with innovative and creative ideas. I think you also you young, so you creative, you innovative. I think that's why you not try the business for your own, for the income for you. That's why especially for this today era which of digital thing. Yeah, I told you you have the handphone, you have the blogging, you have the Twitter, you have the anything. That's why. So what business idea a suitable millennial? Don't worry, we gave you some simple sample ideas. Okay. The first, what is that? The first is, what is that? Especially in today era which file with digital thing. Millennials are certainly not struggle to the digital world, to the various online business that exist today. So what business ideas are suitable millennial? Don't worry. All right, so for like you have see the picture there before. So this is picture for, so nah, this is design graphics. If you happy from design graphic, is you like the thing you familiar with design graphics, you can do something. What is design graphics? Okay, so most millennials certainly know what the graphic design is. Graphic design can be a business that's suitable for millennials, especially those you was already have the skill. That's why you also I think you're very skilled, use the handphone, you're very skilled. Why you not think about you can get money? So every company need different to attractive logo, logo. That is logo for logo. Yeah, this direct a business opportunity for graphic designer. Yeah, design. If you a good graphic design, you can offer logo creative service to company or even your closest first. You again first. So post your graphic design portfolio of your blog or your social media like Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Okay, the number two is blogging, the blogging. Yeah, number two is blogging. Who said blogging cannot make money? Siapa bilang itu blogging itu tidak bisa mendatangkan uang? As a million course of you can start a business blogging. Jadi teman-teman bisa bekerja dengan blogging ini, you can get money also, So blogging can be one the best small business ideas millennials can do. Jadi kalian bisa melakukan ini dengan baik dengan blogging ini. Millennials are certainly very familiar with social media, the internet. Of course, you also familiar for the internet. That's why I will not be difficult for millennials to operate a blog which is a closely related technology and in the internet. In that, you will immediately to get money. A blog, first time you create a blog. However, if you consistent is crying is quality content of is this time your blog will grow big. Many gradient and interest in your blog. Your blog traffic it increase from time to time. Jadi pergunakanlah waktu itu ketika kalian membuka WhatsApp, ya, how to can the positive, so the positive, how you think you're still young, you're creative, how think for you the business for the blogging, this blogging. So, and the third, website developer. Website is developer also, this is very important. You can do it, that the website developer. Do you have expertise in design and developing website? If you have the skill, there is nothing wrong to start a website developer business from now to get additional income. Because, so this is additional income is very important. I know you also the working. This is everyone. You also the working like you are working in the company. This is we get you can do the additional income in this day and age. Company and agency are really important for you. Okay, do you know travel, right? Travel also, you can do it. What is travel? Traveling is now become a lifestyle for most people. This is opportunity can certainly be used by millennials to build a travel business, especially for those of you who like the working travel. So maybe you always like the hobby like travel, or you go to the underworld. This is very important. Apart from getting additional income, you will also get a lot of benefit if you run a travel business. There are many benefits to be a gen from the travel business, namely meeting new people, increase adaptability, or getting new stories. You start building a travel business by finding co-workers, then building a good concept for your travel business. Consider that name your travel business tourist attraction to visit and use zone. Tutor, you know that like tutor, maybe you also, maybe you teacher, maybe you, what do you hobby, maybe you hobby, what do you hobby, tutor also can you use get some additional. If you have the soft skills, soft financial planning, digital marketing, cooking and others, there is nothing wrong with trying this one business idea, namely only tutoring. So you can try, if you want to try this by tutoring, you can teach people about the skill you have via Skype, Zoom, or other video application. Thus, you don't have to bother going somewhere. You only need to be in front to laptop, teach your skill to many people, and you can get money, right?
Correct.
Okay, so the number 6 is like the content writer. I think you understood what is content writer. Content writer is if you have the hobby like writing, there is nothing wrong with trying a content writer business. A lot of company need a copywriter to market their content and needs a content writer feel there is a blog in article. You can offer your writing service to certain company or agency. Apart from that, you can even create your own website to build article writing business. And next, the one website descriptive price, one article people can order your service immediately. The seven is photographer. I think is photographer is, I think your student is a lot the hobby. What is photographer? You young, you bring like the photo where you go, you bring the photo. If you are millennial who has camera and is expert capturing moment, try building a photographer business. Photographer in a great demand by many people, especially for those who like to celebrate and capture a moment in the image. You can become a freelance photographer by offering your short track social media and freelance website. If you already have enough capital, you can work on your photo studio. That's why, jadi semuanya itu bisa diatur. This is you make your beside business. You also working in the government, I understand. You working in the company, I understand. So maybe you think when you already stay at home with the colleague, your friend, you can try for the business, because this is can the input the sum become for you and outcome for you. That's second. For the number 8, translator. So I see you moderator, you MC, also you student that good to speak English. I see, you know, this is a challenge for you. For translator is one of the profitable business now. If you have expertise in the English or other foreign language, maybe this right time to start a business translator. Along with development of the era in the world in this time, translator business will become one of the big market, you know, that will be sought after by many people. You can you can become translator or participant of our this business to freelance website to network you knows is well. That's why this is, I told you, this is all the beside the outcome. The number 9, also the reseller. I think you always the hear from your hair. So what is reseller? Reseller is almost the people use the reseller. So for those of you who often do online shopping, of course, you are no stranger to this time. So this in Batam also many people like bag is the brand, good brand. You can do try to for the reseller. The reseller business is certainly a cute, profitable business now. Consider that most people prefer a shop online rather than shop in person. You can buy goods from supplier, then resell them online to higher price, so you can the benefit. You just for the increase the like sample the you buy the bag, you buy for the 100, and then you put, and your reseller you put the 100 or 150, you can get money 50. That's enough. There's just one piece, you can get 50. So what about if you can the reseller 100, 1000, this become you rich. So the number 10, this is if you have the how t-shirt. This is t-shirt. Some people really link t-shirt to their own design. Or a millionaire, you can open the t-shirt printing business to make a person which come true. Provide client t-shirt which variety of color. Jadi you can choose what the color, and you can the setting and the t-shirt printing equipment. Try to have basic design skill. Later, customer just have to come with up design the like, and you print then in the t-shirt designed accordingly to the customer one. So you can see like what the customer want. Choose our various business idea that are suitable for you as a millennial. Starting a business earlier certainly better than nothing start at all. So what are you waiting? That's why this I just want to give you innovation because this younger and also I think you also the working in the company or you working in the business and also you working in the government, I think, but you can try that's millennial, you can try what you can done. So I already give to you for the support. So maybe you can try from now to onward to make you additional become. Okay, just enough for me. So just enough for me because this I'm short only. So because I think you also need for the some of other work or whatever. So for me, just for enough this time for my percentage. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pak Henry. Because of Pak Henry still have another agenda, so for Pak Henry session, it's not open question. So everybody, the audience, if you still have any question, please keep your question and write down, then address to whom. Then also you can send to Pak Henry. We immediately respond, we'll answer your question.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye. Okay, before close the international webinar, I made a conclusion that thinking about the business in this moment, business is not only focused on productive part and looking for profit, but we need to consider about the human also. Characteristic of generation Y millennial, they dislike traditional outbound marketing strategy like telesales, but they like a research and discover product or services and brand by themselves. At Millennial, technology is not just for communication, socialization, but more than that for entertainment, learning, and shopping. Online business for product and service, promotion using advanced apps, only shopping platform e-commerce, Lazada, Shopee, Amazon, and Alibaba, and others. Millennials often see advertisement, this research, or search for product or service online rather than traditional ways. Most likely business that stand to benefit gambling industry, fitness industry, travel industry, customer goods, fast casual dining industry, coffee industry, frozen food industry, shelters industry, hospitality industry, skincare industry, transportation, automation industry, micro mobility industry, finance and personal finance industry. In additional sample of the millennial business are design graphics, create blogging, tutor online. Friendly speaking, if you need create business, you should select one of them. Also for the additional, we need to make the important point that mentioned by three speakers. That one is the business mindset, service mindset, or service issue, creativity, business, innovation, technology, flexibility. Also need to consider environmental, and also in terms of politics, business, ethnic lecture. So now time is over for the international webinar with topic Millennial Customer Trend and Business. So I believe all of you can be start their own business and will be more success. Okay, now I return back to MC. Please, Miss Iki, time is yours.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Mala. Very wonderful.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you very
Okay,
much for helping me here to be a moderator.
Okay, I live on this event.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Please continue.
Thank you. Okay, thanks to the moderator for hosting the webinar so wonderfully. And also to all the participants who were very enthusiastic during this webinar. Well, before we closing our webinar today, we are having a photo together, yeah? We have to take photo together. So please, everyone, open your camera, but still turn off your microphone. Sit very nice. And I really hope that my friends there using the background, if you don't have, it's okay. Just open the camera because it is not good to be seen when some of the camera is not open. Thank you. Well, everyone, who take the photo? Okay, the operator will take the photo. Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay.
Okay.
Done? One more time? Okay, one more time. Oh, okay, one more time. Okay, guys, 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, well done. Okay,
makasih,
for the
Bu.
next slide, oh yeah, there are several slides. So, Mr. Cahyo, Mr. Azmi, and others, please open your camera because it is not good to be seen when the camera is not open. Can you? Okay, just go on. Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, thank you. Any other slide? Okay, enough. Yeah. Finally, we are at the end of the event. I am Mark Steven Skilder, as Master of Ceremony, would like to thank to all of the participants, in particular, our deepest gratitude and appreciation to all the keynote speakers and committee. And we don't forget, we present all the committee in charge of apologizing profusely for all of the mistakes during the event. Jalan-jalan ke Pulau Putri, jangan lupa membeli sama tomat. Berakhir sudah webinar hari ini, semoga bisa beri manfaat. Okay, let's close
Terima
this
kasih.
event by saying hamdalah.
Alhamdulillah.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you.
Ada.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Am I beautiful today?
A very beautiful.
Yes, very beautiful.